Michelle. Good evening, everyone. I am so grateful for this opportunity. I do not take it lightly. Whenever you're given the opportunity to speak into someone's life, you have to understand that words have the ability to seep into someone's subconscious mind and affect the way they do life. How many of you have used the Periscope? Are any of you familiar with Periscope? You have? Okay, Periscope is a platform, a social media platform that entrepreneurs and career-oriented individuals like yourself use to gain information. And there's a lady by the name of Tanya Wilson, who I've watched on several occasions, and her motto for the year is do. So I thought I would borrow that from her tonight during my time with you. When I raise my hand like this, if I could get you guys to say do, that would be great. Let's try that one time. Do. Absolutely. One of the things I enjoy doing is researching statistics and numbers. And as I prepared to speak to you all, I did a little research, and I found out that the average adult student going to an institution such as this is around the age of 27. At this point, they have begun to start a family, they've begun to maintain a household, and they've also begun to seek new forms of abundance and more. There are three things that I've learned where abundance is concerned. My walk as a child of God, as a wife, a mother, a business owner, and an entrepreneur has taught me that abundance is available everywhere. But there are three things that I learned that help you to receive different levels of abundance. And one of them is information. Did you know that Millermont College has been in business for over 100 years? They started in 1916, which means today they have taught, licensed, and given degrees to several other adults like yourself. One of the things that Millermont offers to their students is a lifetime access of career guidance and information. And information is one of the things that is relevant in order for you to receive a life of abundance. People are paid by value that they bring to the equation. You can obtain 2 to 3 more degrees, and you should. But what you should do the most is learn to master one area. You are paid for the value that you bring to the table. Your skill set is what will be most important in everything that you do. What will yield you the greatest opportunity for promotion will not be your title, but how well you understand your role. Your knowledge and what you do with your knowledge will position you to receive abundance. It is important that you become a lifetime learner. Never stop learning your craft. Know that knowledge is power, but not until it is applied. Take what you know and do. I remember being in a position similar to you all, where I graduated, and maybe about a year after my career started, I was a little uncertain about what I wanted to do. So I took a big leap of faith, and I moved to the big city of Raleigh, North Carolina. Now, you all may not feel like moving to Raleigh is such a big leap of faith, but the way I did it was a big leap of faith. I don't suggest that you all do this, but I moved with absolutely no job. Don't try this at home. Before moving, I contacted one of my industry professionals to ask them for a referral of a place that I should work. They suggested I try a place called Incite Hair Salon. And the last thing they said to me about Incite Hair Salon is that it was one of the most difficult places to find employment, to gain employment. Now, wouldn't you know that, as I said before, words have a way of seeping into your subconscious mind and affecting the way you do life. So the last statement she made caused a slight amount of fear for me. I moved to Raleigh, and I did not apply for a job at Incite. I worked at a place called Answer Phone. It's kind of old school. Now it's probably considered like a virtual assistant. We took messages for doctors and lawyers and things of that nature. I worked there for about a month before gaining the courage to apply for the job at Incite Hair Salon. I went to the salon, applied, had my interview, only to be told that I need to come back for a second interview. I need to bring in a physical model. Now this is where fear sets in. So instead of finding a model, because my excuse was I don't know anyone in the area, I went back to answer phone. Then 2 weeks after, Incite called me and offered me the job. I did not have to go in to do a model. Someone say favor. After obtaining the job, my boss tells me to come to a training class on Monday. Now, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the hair industry, but Mondays is like a national holiday for stylists and barbers. So going to a training class on a Monday is a little unheard of. However, I went. I obliged. She had no idea that I'd rather be doing anything but a training class on Monday. This continued to go on for about 3 consecutive Mondays, at the point which I don't know if I can do exactly what my mom had asked me to do, which is to respect authority anymore. I'm a little tired of the Monday training classes. However, on this particular Monday, my boss asked me to wear a certain uniform to the next training class. We ended up going to a location about 2 to 3 hours away. I was asked to style a client on the stage and tell the audience what I was doing. Little did I know I was being prepared for this moment right here. One of the things that happened during that time frame was a system of honor. That honor established a relationship. Relationships are one of the most important things that you'll need in order to receive abundance along with information. Relationships are like vehicles that help you get to your next destination. The way you maintain those relationships is how your journey continues to grow. People. You'll need people in every aspect of everything that you do. When I look around, there are about 65 to 70 graduates here. However, there are over 1,000 people in the building. That means that you have had to have some type of support, some type of relationship, whether it was staff, family, or friends, in order to make it happen. So it's important that you know that relationships matter in everything you do, whether it's family or personal. Relationships are what will allow you to grow. And I know that you're finished with this session of learning. I hope that you continue to be a lifelong learner, but I want you to do a little homework for me. When you go home and when all of the celebratory moments are over, I'd like for you to grab a piece of paper and write down the 5 people you spend the most time with. Write down the 5 people that you listen to the most. Studies show that you are an average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is called your circle of influence. If you are a little uncomfortable with how the lifestyle looks of your circle of influence, I suggest that you increase, enlarge, or maybe even change your circle of influence. 3 things that need to be in your circle of influence. 1, you should always be aware that you are a leader, and someone is always looking up to you. At this point that you become aware, recognize that and accept a leadership position. That's one area of the circle of influence that you will need. The second area you will need is to have someone who is striving for the same things, similar goals that you are striving for. You will need them for support. You will need them for energy and motivation. And the third part for the circle of influence that you will need is someone whose lifestyle looks similar to the one that you are looking to achieve. You will need a mentor, someone who has already arrived at the place that you wish to be, or a consultant like me. Someone who can help you get to the next level. Your relationships matter, and what you do with your relationships is what helps take you to the next level. One of the things that relationships do for you is they influence your mindset, which is the third thing that you will need in order to receive a level of abundance in your life. Mindset is how you perceive a situation. Mindset is how you perceive your family, your money, your lifestyle, and your destiny. The way you think matters. Your mindset is what caused you to get up when you did not feel like getting up in the morning, when you stayed up late at night to study for a test. It was your mindset that caused you to. Your mindset will help take you to your next level. I was on the phone with my mentor, who surprisingly is the boss that I used to work with over 18 years ago. My mentor owned about 7 salons. She was a self-made millionaire with salons from Maryland, North Carolina, Virginia, and DC. I had no idea I was next to such greatness, simply because my mindset was not where it is today. However, because I had established a great relationship with her, we still speak on a regular basis. My mentor is dealing with a degenerative disease where she has gone blind at this point. She's legally blind. And we were having a conversation recently where she shared with me that becoming aware of the disease, of course, made her depressed. Who wouldn't be? And for a lady who had traveled the world, Rome, she's dealt with the best in the industry, and she's done so many successful things. It was a hard blow to lose her sight. But most of you, or how many of you know, that your sight is actually what's on the inside of you. So at the moment that she began to get depressed, she grabbed a piece of paper and wrote down all of her great qualities. She wrote down all of the great things people had said to her over the years and about her. And she put it in a self-addressed envelope, and she mailed it to herself. When it came back in the mail, she didn't open it instantly. She placed it on a shelf. And one day, when she was at her very, very, very low point, she opened the envelope. And it shifted her mindset back to who she really was. So I've taken liberty today to purchase 100 envelopes with a blank piece of paper on the inside. There are about 70 graduates. I have one more thing I'd like for you to, when you get a chance and all the celebratory moments and emotions are gone and you're home writing down those 5 people that you spend the most time with, I'd like for you to take a moment to think about how great you are and write down all of your great qualities, all of the great things that people have said about you, and seal the envelope with your address, mail it off, and put it on a shelf for whenever you feel like you've heard no too much, or you can't do it, or you can't make it. I want you to open that envelope at the time and shift your mindset. I want you to understand that your knowledge, your information, and your relationships, as well as your mindset, is what you will need to receive the abundance that is available out here in life. Abundance is available in every aspect of your life as long as you